When you climax,
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's do it right now.
What? Let's do it right now. When I was getting a physical to play football, I think
I've never been fondled.
the RN, which obviously they check you for a hernia. And before she did, she's like, "Everything okay with your balls?" I was like, which I think she said because it was a 14-year-old kid, but
Well, see, here's the thing. I've always heard stories about that. Why is that so funny? It's the truth. They're
is
checking for
so-
testicular cancer.
It's so funny.
no. She wasn't doing that. She was checking me for a hernia.
But they're checking you for both.
Well, probably.
'Cause they're looking for lumps, right?
No, because
They're like all.
you can't. When they check for a hernia, they just
Don't they grab it? Or?
no. Have
See,
you?
I've never
I
had it
told
done.
you. Garfield and Friends from Pickle
Oh.
Fanboys.
Now, which one?
The second one, not the
Yes.
first one.
This one.
Times a hit.
Yeah, they hate that one.
one.
There are two
There's
actual
two,
songs.
there's two of
Oh,
them.
The
well,
second
that's what
one,
he sent me a picture.
Ready,
Ready
Ready?
two,
to
party!
We're ready
To party.
We're ready.
Dun, dun,
I hope you bring lots of spaghetti.
dun, dun.
Come on down to Garfield and Friends. Come on in. It's time to party with Garfield, and Friends. And then I think there's another
I love
verse.
how we all know that one.
I think there's another verse.
There
in it.
is. There's a little bit more to it. I have a list of movie titles that were almost called something else. Star Wars Episode 6 was almost called Revenge of the Jedi. We know this, right?
Yep.
I mean, we're nerds. Alex might not have known that.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's not Revenge of the Jedi.
No,
it's
no, no.
Return. I was like, bitch, you ain't no nerd.
Head cheese.
Head cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Alex?
I have no idea.
Yep.
Yeah!
Why,
Nice.
Why head cheese?
Because I remember there's in the Texas Chainsaw, the remake in '01, they go into that rest stop
Mm-hmm.
and there's a pig's head
Yep.
in the display case, and head cheese is you boil
How
a
did you
pig's
make
head.
that freaking connection, Brett?
That is a photographic memory at
Oh
work.
my god.
What is the McGangbang?
McDonald's McGangbang. Simply order a McDouble and a McChicken. The McChicken sandwich is placed directly inside the juicy McDouble, buns and all. So if a normal McDouble doesn't quite fill you up, take the chance by combining a McChicken McDouble from McDonald's secret menu.
So then do you just order the two different pieces, or do you
You
order
say,
a
I want the surf
McGangbang?
and turf, and they'll give you the two.
And they'll give you the two and you put it together. I'm not into the fish thing, but I think I would do the McGangbang.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun at all. You know what, honey? Let's try a McGangbang.
Are you bringing that to the table, Alex? Are we
We
having
can
this
set it on
discussion?
the table and do it right here on the podcast. Try a McGangbang on the podcast.
Wow. Wow.
So Die Hard started a
I
trend.
hate Speed 2.
Why?
That's pretty
It's
bad.
horrible.
It's kind of like, it's more of a watch it because it's laughably bad.
Yes.
There are a few parts that I thought Sandra Bullock was pretty funny.
She's a great actress, but she sucks in that movie.
She cuts open the door with the chainsaw and then she's like revving it. Can you guys get out?
If you back up with the saw,
What?
if you back up with the saw, we'll give it a try.
It's so bad.
It is very bad writing. It is very bad.
Bad.
But I always thought of it as more of an action type than a funny movie, and it turns out this, like, as an adult watching it, it's a terrible
It's
film.
horrible.
That was a great
That's great.
quote by
Yeah.
you, John. I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot!
I
You
thought that
okay?
You were gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give
horse?
me time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there. Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay.
Let's do some
We're doing some friggin' Christmas trivia.
Welcome to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Josh.
Alex.
What's your name?
Alex.
You're like real quiet.
Oh,
I
does
didn't-
it not sound
No,
loud
you're
enough?
good. You're good. You're good. Gosh, Pixel, you can't get any higher on the chair. You can't. He's trying to scoot closer and closer on the chair here. He's being a dork. But yeah, this is episode 381. It is January 28th. The end of the month already. It's done.
Yeah,
It's done.
it's here.
Got a couple of days left. Nothing special coming up.
No.
A couple things aren't coming up at all.
No.
No special things.
Nope.
But there is one thing that's pretty special that's right now. As soon as I can get the button. I need to put this on the main screen. On this day, so picture this, all right? 65 years ago, okay? How long ago would that be? 1960.
Mm-hmm.
Can you picture the time?
Not really.
No?
because I didn't live it.
But you at least saw. You know, it's really hard to believe what photos at what time are like legit with black and white and what's color at the time. But
Yeah.
in 1960, the Minnesota Vikings National Football League team was established
Oh,
today.
wow.
I'm not wearing my stuff for no reason. I'm all purpled out and yellow and stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy that on this day, 65 years. 65. Wow. So, yeah, my dad's what? He would be only a couple years old.
Yeah.
After
My dad turned 60 in a couple weeks.
my
So
dad's he's 62, I think. So, yeah. Anyways, that's a crazy on this day moment in this day in history. So we've had a crazy couple of weeks. My parents came into town. We had some time to hang out with them. I gotta pull up some photos here because a pretty historic moment happened in my family. You know, is that what was that noise? Was that your stomach?
Yeah.
Do you need to leave?
no, that was like my stomach. It was like I was I'm digesting, I guess.
My parents came into town and they both sang karaoke together. My mom got on stage.
Yeah, for the first time in her life.
That's wild. I was wowed. My siblings were wowed. We have a group chat and I messaged them and I said, "Oh, my mom's on stage." And they said, "No way."
Yeah. She had a little bit of liquid courage, but
That's okay. Liquid courage
but
helps.
that's generally how you get people that are nervous for their first time doing karaoke. That's how you get them to go up there.
Hey, it helped me. I'm not gonna lie, it helped me a lot.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, in the bar anyway, but you know, when we would be at family gatherings, I think I would only do like one song if it wasn't a group song.
Yeah.
I'm not much to go up on karaoke, even though you get me in the car or whatever, or play Rock Band at home. I'm down to clown Charlie Brown, but you know, you get me out there in the bar, it's like, what song will I not sound like a fool with?
Right.
I haven't done like Sound of Silence for a minute. That's like
That's
one that
been
I
a
used to do
minute.
for a while. Yeah, that used to be my go-to. Do you remember? So you sang your own, and then you also sang with your mom.
I did.
You sang, what was that? What did you sing with your mom?
I sang 2 with her.
You did the Lion King.
I did. I
Can't
just
Wait to
can't
Be
wait to
King?
be king.
Yeah.
And then I do anything for love.
That's wild that you guys do that one so well.
Yeah.
You go run off of each other with that. We tried Paper Cut for the first time and Castle of Glass. Castle of Glass is not a
It's a little
duet.
bit difficult to sing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
very
duet
like
track.
like it's high and then low, and it's kind of a different range.
But I
so.
think that if we had done Paper Cut first, I wouldn't have messed up the words a couple times. But
No.
you say you didn't mess up anything.
No, it was fine. If you did mess up, it was very subtle. So
It was subtle. It was during the rap part, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I think there was something that helped me out. The other thing happened this past week. Pixel got his first dental.
He did.
So I got a photo of him waking up of you holding his face. He's out in this photo.
Yeah, he has no idea where he is in that picture at all. Like, I think I pulled his tube like less than 2 minutes prior to this picture being taken.
Yeah, his
he,
eyes
he
are
woke
so
up
dilated.
very quickly, which is a good thing.
So he's really wet. Did you get water all over him? Is that what you did?
when we do cleaning, is like it's a mix. It's like a vibrating stick basically. So it's called an ultrasonic cleaner.
Yeah.
And you scale the teeth, it vibrates and it spits water out because the vibrations create friction, and without water it would put a hole in your tooth because it vibrates and creates friction, so it gets hot.
God.
So the water does two things: it cools the tooth down, and then 3, it also kind of sprays water and clears the tartar away while you're cleaning. So, but yeah, so the dogs that are long haired tend to get a little wet in the face.
Interesting. Well, anyway, but he did well, and his breath smells great now, and he licks us all the time now, and we don't really smell it as much as we used to. So, but yeah, that was our little bit of a weekly update. Was there anything else? We've had a lot of birthdays with our nieces and nephews.
Our family.
Yeah. Lot of birthdays. But we did have our nephew on your stream. Last weekend. And we played some Mario Party.
We had like a little weekend with him.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was a really nice.
Yeah, we went bowling.
Yeah, you got a turkey.
I did. I got a turkey plus 1.
So you got 4 strikes
in a row.
in a row.
In a row, which is like,
that's
I don't think I've ever done that ever. I just, during that time, I found just the right like angle and whatnot to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So that was nice. But after that, I think I got maybe one other strike, and that was the other game.
Right.
So, but that was the highest bowling score I think I've ever had. It was like 168 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
I had a couple of strikes, a couple of spares. It wasn't doing awful, but there were times when I could tell that I was eventually just not getting what I was aiming for, and I was just like, I'm just not doing well anymore. I should just stop. It's just time. It is what it is.
Yeah, and then we had lunch, and then we went out and watched Sonic 3.
Oh yeah. So we do need to talk about that. We should just probably get into some playing and watching, because we got to talk about Sonic 3 and give us a little review, a little bit. I have a couple of gripes with the movie, but all in all, it's probably one of the best trilogies for video game franchises. Don't get trilogies that are wildly successful.
Oh, I can't say
Resident
I don't know
Evil,
later, but I was just gonna say never mind. Resident Evil.
Resident Evil got I think they have 5 or.
I don't know.
Of the Mila Jovovich movies. I'm not talking about the reboot or whatever. I'm talking about, it was Resident Evil 1 through 3, which was Resident Evil and then Nemesis, or not Nemesis, Apocalypse, Extinction, Afterlife. I think there was 1 or 2 more. I can't remember, honestly, the Resident Evil movies very well. I think that we should go back to them once more, maybe, if we ever feel like it. But anyways, video game franchises don't usually get trilogies. Right now, I think the only one that's working on a trilogy, other than Sonic just did, Mario, will get a trilogy. We know it's going to happen, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long time coming for Mario, but it will be. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, I did mess up on the scroll. I want to point it out right below me here. Boom, point it. It just says Nosferatu. That's our movie club movie. It's supposed to say movie club movie. It just says the name of the movie.
Huh.
My bad. I deleted that.
Oh, well.
Oopsies. So that's our movie club movie. Sorry, viewers. Anyways, back to what I was saying. But the gripes I have about Sonic 3. Well, let's talk about the good things about this movie. It is it's got a lot of true to the source kind of movie. It's true to the Sonic Adventure stew, and it's got a lot of Man, okay, so the Cow Garden,
Hmm.
that was just, or Chow Garden, sorry. I always pronounce it wrong. That was just a play on what you do in the game. You can, they're like Pokemon. You
Yeah.
can breed them and make other other breeds. It's all you really do with it. But anyways, so that was the only thing that they showed in this that was like kind of like, aha, funny. It's just a restaurant, but whatever. Anyway, seeing Shadow on screen was just right. Like they did really well with that. I'd say like Keanu Reeves voicing him, very entertaining. I it's really hard not to just see Keanu Reeves.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So, but what did you think as far as liking it?
I thought it was an amazing movie.
That was good to go to.
Yeah, I
just
think it was
perfect?
probably like the best one for Jim Carrey to be in.
Okay. So
I think his performance was hilarious.
you say that, but myself personally, the over the top sequences of him and his grandpa were just a little too much for me. I
Well,
don't.
I think that yeah, they were a bit much, but they were a bit much for one. It's a kids movie, and for two, it's a video game adaptation. Of course, it's going to be
Okay.
over the top.
So that was one part. The sister and husband coming back for that comedy relief bit, didn't like that moment. Didn't need that.
Yeah, that was kind of a little
That
weird.
was the throwaway for Sonic 2.
Yeah, that was
That's
the
the
only
throwaway
like
for Sonic 3.
Yeah, that was the only like throwaway.
It's a very big throwaway. Your mom thought that scene was hilarious. Myself personally, I was like, God, get me out
Yeah,
of
but
here.
she didn't see the other movie, so she doesn't understand it.
I don't
so.
care if she understands. That is annoying to me. I don't need you acting all buff just to be funny. That's not funny. That's not funny to me. And I was looking around the theater. I was like, really, is anybody laughing at this moment? It was a very quiet moment in the theater. So, but I don't know. I am okay with just not seeing that part. But I'll give it an 8.5.
I'll agree.
Yeah, very good movie. I would like to see them all the way through again at one point, but it's not going to be for a little while. Maybe when I need to show somebody the movies or something.
Yeah, I
but
think that they're all really
they're really good.
Very,
they're really
very
good. It's already out on digital.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh. I know we
This
saw it late.
is
but...
a frickin' trend. We go and see a movie,
and then
the
they
next
just,
week
like,
we did not
out.
go and see Nosferatu in theaters because it's available digital.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe that every single time we go to a movie, it's like almost available immediately afterwards to the public. It's crazy. Even if you just wait like a week, it almost feels like it's available right away. It's crazy to me. But anyways, we got to talk about other things that we're watching. Severance season 2. Got to give our little review on the first 2 episodes of this. I don't think we've ever deep dove into a series so fast for the next season. I have never been so like lost in my own theories and other people's theories that this has now become my new obsession.
It is.
This show, I cannot stress enough. People need to watch Severance. I can't push it out there to the. I can't get on my soapbox and grab a speakerphone enough, a megaphone, and say to the world, watch this damn show. There's 9 episodes for the first season. You're gonna get obsessed after like one or 2, maybe 1.
No,
I would be biased.
We even showed your parents episode 1, and right after episode 1, they were like, it ended, and they were like hooked. They were hooked. Yeah, they were hooked, just like I was. Like,
they're home. I should give that to them.
Yeah.
But anyways, no. My. So we rewatched season 1 like last week, right before season 2 came out.
Yeah.
And we watched episode 1 of season 2, and I was just like, that's not enough for me. It wasn't enough. So episode 2 felt like enough for a first opener for Severance. And I gotta say, these 2 episodes, they they really bring you into the world a lot deeper and better. And it's just, you're fooled in one area and you're not sure what to believe. You immediately, like, everybody's on the same fence with episode 1 of season 2 of, like, all the theories that are out there. They're all the same. A lot of people have the same exact thoughts, and it's so you remember WandaVision?
Mhm.
There were theories every episode coming out about that.
Yeah.
This is bigger.
This is much bigger.
This is much bigger. Words, like names of things, mean things. Colors mean things.
Use a lot
There's
of
a lot of
color theory.
representation. Great series. So season 2, first 2 episodes, great.
Oh yeah.
10.
It's a 10.
I had a little bit of disappointment of episode 1 because I didn't like the direction it's starting to go, but I'm starting to understand that there has to be a plot line here that's dire. So, and it is what it is. So we'll see how episode 3 every Friday, Apple Plus. Can't stress that enough. Apple TV Plus. Get on it.
Everyone.
As far as playing goes, we're playing Super Mario Party Jamboree on the off, like every couple of days. Tomorrow we might play it. Who knows? We just play it off stream, and it's our obsession as far as a couples game goes. Sometimes we get your brother to hop in and play some Mario Party with us.
Yeah, he's never rejected that.
A lot of fun. One other game that we are playing that I don't know, it seems to be where everyone is just flocking to, and that's Marvel Rivals. We've been playing it for close to a month now, I'd say.
Yeah.
3 weeks? 2 weeks?
3 weeks?
2 or 3
I don't
weeks?
think it's been a whole month.
It feels like a month. I'm liking it. I'm not bored of it. I'm really enjoying it. I can't say anything bad about it right now. You know how you and I were against Overwatch?
Yeah, but this is different.
This feels different.
It's different.
It's more, I don't know, the characters make sense to what they do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense to any of the listeners, like, for if there's ever a video game that's like you're interested in playing that's not, expensive, it's free.
Oh yeah.
It's
a free obsession.
It's on the major consoles and PC. So PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So I would say try it out, man. You and I were so on the fence of playing it.
Yeah, just because
We're
it
so
had the word
against it.
Marvel, and I was like, I don't need a superhero.
And
game.
we heard Overwatch, and we're like, oh.
Yeah, it's like I don't need these
that
two
has
things in
bad just written all over it for us because we have bad juju around it with our old friends we don't have anymore, and that game never went on sale. It was always $50. It's crazy. But yeah, no, Marvel Rivals, it's great. Can't put it down almost. There are times when it's like, all right, Friday nights I have to kick you off because I have to get up in the morning, and then Saturday nights it's like we go until you're tired and you're yawning, and then
I know.
Sunday it's like, all right, well I gotta get off early, so I get some play out of it Thursday nights and Saturday mornings. So it's like it's a great game. I'm not moving into anything else right now either, personally for stream. But I did try something else new, and it was on Game Pass. It's called Lonely Mountains Snow Riders.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Beautiful, game type if you were in one perspective the whole time. If you're on a side perspective, top-down perspective, back perspective, front-facing perspective, whatever. Be it. Stop the angle switching to where you don't know what your perspective is. That's all I can stress to this game. Like, when I'm behind the skier, I was having a great time. When I was on the side of it, I was fine too. But when it would transition for a long period of time or be in one weird camera angle for a period of time, I couldn't do it. It was almost impossible for me to enjoy that type of a game without it having a consistent camera angle.
Yeah.
Gotta say, it's a game to try out on Game Pass. Oh, I'm sorry, Pixel. It's a game to try out on Game Pass if if you want, but I don't know. I can't recommend it. It's a 4.5 for me out of 10. Kind of a meh game. It's got beautiful graphics. It's very, like, as far as the snow sparkles go and stuff, it's very, very great. Okay. Do you want to go use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay, go use the bathroom. That's okay. I can keep this going. I got to talk about the NFL here real quick. So, I'll solo this one for a short period of time. See how Alex is after she uses the bathroom. She should have taken her phone with her, actually. Anyways, the Bills-Chiefs game was the most watched AFC Championship game in NFL history. Moving into NFL here, by the way, for the playoffs and everything, and got to talk about our predictions that we had and what we will have in the future. Maybe, I don't know. I have a score written down. I'll give my prediction, and I'll see if Alex is able to give hers at the time, if she gets back in time. But the Bills-Chiefs game was the most watched AFC Championship game in NFL history at 57.7 million views. I watched it. Alex and I were watching it. There was a lot of controversy around this game. I can't stress that it's like good or bad. It was an NFL game, man. I don't know. It was something else. We had ourselves kind of a shaking head moment at the end with the with some of the calls that weren't had, and there were some recaps that I was like, okay, yeah, this game had a lot of stipulation going against it, and seeing Josh Allen lose again to the Chiefs, it was very disheartening just seeing his post press conference. The Commanders Eagles game, it was very. If it wasn't for Barkley, I don't think the Eagles would have pulled that one off, very well. I think that the Commanders had a lot going for them, but you cannot strike this as bad for them losing, because the Commanders getting through and doing their thing with what they had, with the weapons they had, they didn't do awful. They didn't win, but I was rooting for the Commanders, just hoping for them to have an opportunity to see someone else in the Super Bowl for once. So, but what people predicted at the beginning of the season is what happened. The Chiefs and the Eagles are going. It's a rematch from 2022. I'm not excited. I know Alex isn't excited. I can't. There's only one of our friends is an Eagles fan, so he's going to be. I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan as being like they're my AFC team, but I have not this season or most of last really been rooting for them because of their off field mentality. They're I don't know, they just present themselves as jerks in a sense. I just don't enjoy seeing the Chiefs on screen at all. But they're going to the Super Bowl. It's gonna be a wild one, I guess. But I don't know if we're gonna watch a Super Bowl. Our predictions last week for the last episode, Alex predicted Vikings versus the Ravens or Bills.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's not happening. How you feeling?
I'm fine.
You better? A little better, at least. Okay. We won't dawdle on the Super Bowl too much or whatever. I have my score predictions. I'll also bring that into here. If you want to throw something out, you can. But so your predictions were 100%. You kind of had a feeling that the Chiefs were gonna go, but you thought that the Bills had enough weapons that they would be able to fire away and win. But it was not it was not good. Me, I predicted the Vikings Bills, or we did a reality prediction. My reality prediction was Lions Chiefs. I got half mine right. So it is what it is. Chiefs going in, they're there. My parents are big Chiefs fans. I will be maybe I haven't even decided if we're gonna watch this movie.
I don't know.
This Super Bowl.
I'm not super
I'm not
excited for it.
super excited for the Super Bowl. No, I'm not either. It does not look like I don't know. It doesn't look like something that I want to see because this is the exact same matchup we had 2 years ago. Whatever. I predict the Eagles are going to pull this one out 35-34 by one point.
I don't.
You don't? You think
No.
the Chiefs got it?
Yep.
Do you think it's a reverse score? Or do you think it's going to be something else?
I think a field goal's gonna be involved to win. I think it'll be close.
Either a blocked field goal or a kicked field goal?
I think it'll be a kick field goal by Butker.
Because he was out half the season for his injury.
I think the Chiefs are gonna win it, and Chiefs are gonna have 21.
21 points?
Or not 21. 21, 22, 24. 21 to 24. 24 to 21.
Okay. All right.
Like,
well,
it'll be that close that a field goal will get it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. Well, I mean, I predict a higher score because you can't
I think
really
it's going to go back and forth, but it'll be not a high score game.
Maybe. Well, the thing is, the Eagles, or not the Eagles. Oh, I mean, the Eagles defense, I don't think is I don't think it's like that crazy amazing.
I mean, obviously their offense is fine.
Their offense is heavier because of Saquon Barkley and what they can do with him. But anyways, so the Super Bowl is coming up, and whether or not we watch it is a mystery. It is what it is. Let's move on from there, and let's talk about our movie club movie. So this was my choice, and we collectively wanted to watch this movie already. It was like, well, we know we're going to see this. It's going to be something we eventually watch because it has Bill Skarsgård in it, plus Nicholas Hoult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I forgot Willem Dafoe was in it. I wasn't for sure if he was. So, but this movie just came out over Christmas, and it's already available out digitally, and I think you can buy it. So critics give this an 85%. Fans give this a 73. This is the synopsis. A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. So, this also stars Lily Rose Depp. The budget on this movie was $50 million. Actually, a lot less than you would think.
Yeah.
Box office 166.5. So very successful.
Good.
At least enough people went to go see this, and yeah, it was a good movie, which means they're probably going to make more vampire movies or more older movies.
I feel
rebooted.
like this is.
This was okay.
I feel like this was 100 years.
Yeah.
So is this gonna spike another like Nosferatu 2 kind of thing?
No. This will spike older movies coming back.
Oh, okay.
And being remade with probably this director. I guess that, the direction of this movie after. Okay, so you and I had a discussion after the movie, and it was not a good one.
No.
Because I felt as if I got cheated a story, because it is a heavy rehash of Dracula's story. Very heavy as far as like start to finish everything. The ending can always be different. The ending is always different with Dracula's story. Whether he continues to live on, whether he dies, whether he's mysteriously reborn somehow. Dracula has multiple outcomes.
Different versions of
the
story.
Every single beginning happens the same.
Yeah, for the most part.
Exact same. And I felt like I could have just sat through Bram Stoker's Dracula or Dracula Dead and Loving It for all I care. And it would be very close to the same thing. And I'm not lying. It has some similarities, but after sitting on it for 12, 24 hours, I feel a little differently. I feel a little bit better that we watched this movie. I'm giving it a higher rating in my head. It was a cinematic masterpiece as far as like cinematography goes.
Yeah.
The environments were great. You kind of felt like you were in this old country town. And the plague was upon them, and you really felt danger, and you really didn't know what was going to happen next. And see, there's a portion of this movie where so Dracula's ship comes in with a bunch of rats, and I thought that the rat thing was just a whatever, didn't mean anything. No, they actually brought the plague. Like that was something that they brought, and I was a little like, wow, okay, I didn't think that was going to happen, but it really was what they brought in, and that's what brought a lot of madness to a lot of people and death. Not just Dracula being there. I thought that Nosferatu being there was what was killing people off. No, it was the rats too, mainly than him.
He fed off of
a few here and there, but
he fed off of the
loved
people
ones
on the ship.
That was on the way, but while he was there, he was feeding off of the loved ones of her.
Yeah.
So, the whole time you're in his castle, that entire time is great.
Yeah.
You feel
it's like a completely different. I hate using the word vibe, but
it's a vibe.
It's a completely different feeling, a different environment, a different vibe altogether of the movie. The whole time Thomas is in the castle with
That's
Dracula.
Nicholas Holt's character. Yes, Thomas.
Yeah. It's a completely different until Dracula gets to the mainland. It's all start to finish from his castle, like just eerie, and like the shots that were made and how they were made and the conversations and the very eerie, it's almost like you are on drugs or a strong drink or sedative watching it, the way that it is filmed. And it makes you,
when he's all switching,
when he's going from like one place to another in this like weird smooth like transitions of
floating on the
ground like where
almost.
He's like floating, and you're kind of getting in like Thomas's head and how Dracula is manipulating him, and at the same time presenting him as this, the devil, basically, in
pretty
the
much.
Flesh. And how you feel and you see Thomas's reaction and how he reacts to it.
Have you seen what Nosferatu looks like from the first movie?
Yeah, he looks weird. He's like
bald
and wears like a black suit and has
teeth.
Weird teeth, and
so
yeah,
I cannot get behind the goddamn mustache.
I mean, it is a little bit weird, but I also think about maybe they put that on him because they couldn't find out another weird thing to do because of the way Bill Skarsgård looks like, because he already looks like
they could have done whatever
he's
they
like
wanted.
This. That's true. I mean, it's a makeup, but
why the mustache? Is that actually canonically like? Is that in the book? Like,
I don't
know about the mustache. Like,
I don't know.
If there's somebody who knows,
it was a little bit weird, but it does also bring this, like, he's supposed to look hideous and scary, and I mean, I feel like how they made him look was like the face made him look more human, but the rest of his body was like a demon. So like
very demonic. Yeah, I'd say so. But I couldn't.
It's fine.
But the mustache, weird. The hairstyle with the comb over, as far as Nosferatu had, a little weird for me too. But the rest of the way he looked was fine. Everything else was fine. His hands were great. The way
just
that
the way
hands.
That his posture, his I don't know what the word is.
The way he towered over everybody.
Yeah. Just his presence and the way that he talks and breathes, and it is so eerie, but to me so fascinating, and he does such a good job with all these characters, and he puts me in awe every time he acts as
You
some
forget
kind
that
of,
it's Bill.
yeah.
It doesn't look like him.
It doesn't. It does here.
I couldn't even see him.
It does in his eyes.
I couldn't see his eyes very well.
Like right here, it looks like him.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
But him, his lines, and I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So
it was almost like I was getting kind of possessed.
Oh, you're like, oh.
Like that's almost like kind of like what it feels like watching a movie. It almost feels like you're getting manipulated in your head, like.
So I had those
by
couple of
Nosferatu.
issues that I was talking about last night where there's times when you don't know what direction the girl's going, and you're like, that's the point.
That's the point. She's being
possessed.
manipulated. She's
but
possessed.
It's really it's tough for the viewer to grasp that and be okay with it.
That was the whole point of the start of the movie. You see her basically getting
possessed.
Like
her possession happened at the
and
beginning. Yeah.
taken advantage of it as a young girl. Taking advantage of, meaning like sexually.
Yeah, right.
Assaulted by Nosferatu, and he and her have this connection, and how it's been and then just hearing the stories throughout in her history throughout the movie, like this has been bugging her since she was a child, and she's been told like, it's just dreams, or it's just fantasy, it's just this,
well,
like
you're
just
I guess,
like, and so, and nobody believes her, and they think it's just
right.
nonsense. And now that he's here, and she's really trying to tell everybody, you're all gonna die, this is real, still nobody's believing her. So and the closer he gets to her, the more he's able to manipulate her and control her and make her go from sane to insane to sane. Like it's, I think that's why I think she did such a great job. Like she's trying to fight. Like she was the only one that was able to stand in his presence and be like, fuck you, you can't take advantage of me, I'm in charge of my own body. And then him saying, fine, if you're gonna deny me, then I'm gonna kill your entire family. I'll give you 3 nights, and I'm gonna kill this person, this person, this person, until you make the decision to be with me.
I'm really mad for saying this, but there will be a director's cut coming out.
I'll watch it.
I know, I'm really mad for saying that.
I hope that there's like another hour's worth of film.
I bet.
You said it was like a 3-hour movie. It's actually only 2.
It was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it felt so much longer.
It did, but to me, it wasn't dragging.
Okay,
it was like
so
exciting.
That was the other issue I had with it. Some of the scenes were drawn out just a little bit. I loved the scenes where they never cut the camera. Everything was like as if you were in a play.
Yeah.
That is great. If you can do it all in one cut like that, I love those scenes.
I also very much
and move the camera too.
Enjoyed the script, the way it was written. So the old-fashioned, old-timed, almost like a poetic,
the old English
wording. Like it's a little confusing, but it's also like it's kind of beautiful for them to be acting and talking like this,
and still be able
to present it or to reach you in a way that you can understand.
Right.
100 years later kind of thing.
So I know you're probably going to rate this one pretty high.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very beautiful, immersive, cinematic, like you said, masterpiece. I would say so, but it also, I can see why there's certain reviews of people that are like, you're either gonna super hate this or you're gonna super love it. Yeah. There's not really a get done with the movie and go, well, that was okay, because it's they present such an old movie in an old way, but it's such a weird way of saying this. They present such an old movie, an old story, in the old way, but very polished up in a 2024 version of it. So
the music,
you have to be okay basically watching like a black and white movie from the 1900s to watching it in 2024 in a polished up way.
Right.
And think a lot of people that don't understand like the old English or don't or go into it thinking it's going to be spoken in like as if it's filmed in 2024 kind of
I
thing.
don't think
like
they would do it that way.
well, I mean,
You can't
you
tell his
have these
story
like
that
older like these movies based in older times, but people are talking like this, like you and me, like just normal everyday English. So I think that's where a lot of people get turned off is they're using such like an old English when they're talking. So that's probably one. And it can be a bit confusing without subtitles if you don't really hear, because Dracula's accent is so
Thick.
strong and thick and scary, and sometimes it's hard to understand, and you have to the words are like the script is like poetry, so it's kind of hard to it's not straightforward what they're talking about, and you almost have to try to put pieces together to go, oh, that's what he means. But that to me is like beautiful.
Okay.
Like I was never I can't say super into poetry because you wrote poetry, but I'm trying to say I was never super into like old poetry, but like this type of script just made me like, oh wow, this is really poetic, and the way that they put the words together is so meaningful.
Okay.
It's like a dark beauty, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I would describe. It's like this movie is a dark, beautiful movie.
So the exteriors. I'm gonna get into some facts of this movie. Oh, did we say our rating score? Or do you want me to say?
I mean, I'll give it like a 9.5. To be honest, I would watch this anytime and show it to anybody that. You also have to like vampire movies.
Yeah.
Like
I love vampire movies.
I know that there's a lot of people that you do you like old vampire movies or do you like modernized? I mean, I like it all, but like there's like the modernized vampire movies like Twilight. Or do you like Queen of the Damned kind of stuff?
Well, Queen of the Damned is modern.
That's modern, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is probably the best modern Dracula story. Unfortunately, I think that they cut a lot of scenes out because of Aaliyah's death. Well, not Aaliyah. Was it Aaliyah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but the movie seemed shorter than it should have been.
Yeah, she wasn't alive to
the
film
stats
it.
story was told wrong. And they didn't even get to a third one properly. I think they did like a made-for-TV movie, and we were waiting for it to be properly rebooted. They did an interview with a vampire series, I think, right?
I don't know. Out of all of the...
It doesn't seem like
Twilight and stuff I thought was fine, but I've always been kind of fascinated with
specific
like,
vampire stories.
Yeah, like vampires in general. Like I know that there's not a real thing, but like you've got zombies and you've got werewolves and ghosts and things like that. But like for me, what's at the top is vampires. Like that's just to me it's very fascinating. Like the stories, like and all of like the olden kind of
weird romancing.
And it's almost kind of like that too. Like it's kind of like I don't want to say erotic, but kind of like erotic. So it also fantasize. It's like it's a fantasy. It's a dark, beautiful fantasy. Like vampires in the stories, and some not having the choice of becoming one, and not wanting to kill humans, but they have to. I don't know.
Exactly.
There's just so much I like about it.
That's fine. I'm giving it a 7.5, which is a lot higher than you probably expected.
I thought you were going to give it a 1.
No. I was going to give it a lot lower, but I let it simmer for a good day.
The only thing that...
it did affect me in some ways.
The only thing that I will say that I think Patrick and Chris will love, and I think I'm pretty sure Brian too, is just kind of like you said before, it's very difficult when you were brought up before watching like any other Dracula movie. If you were brought up watching Dracula Dead and loving it, and Dracula Dead and Loving It is pretty much a scene for scene shorter version of Bram Stoker's Dracula
with Gary Oldman,
which I'd never seen until like last year.
That was
it was such an amazing movie. It's a great movie. It's like masterpiece movie. But I grew up watching that Dracula Dead and Loving It, and I had no idea that it was a spoof, like direct spoof of that movie. And this version of Dracula, which came first, like the Nosferatu, there are scenes like when he's going when Thomas is in like the gypsy village basically, and he's trying like staying there before he tries to go to the castle, and all of these older ladies and stuff and people are trying to tell him not to go. Like the one part, like when she's talking in a different language and they're saying, don't go to the castle, don't do this, it's haunted, and they're trying to pray for him and stuff. It just made me think of this scene from, like, I couldn't get out of my head. I was just smiling through the whole thing because it made me think of the scene from Dracula Dead and Loving It, when it's the girl that's just like, damn it, take the cross, and like throw it, like it's yelling at Renfield and like going like, the castle, like doing that, like, it's like it's like, I was just laughing in my head. I was like, oh god, this is so like, it's
Mel
not
Brooks
scene for
destroyed
scene, but
it,
it's like,
didn't
I was
he?
like, Mel Brooks ruined this for me.
Yeah, he ruined Dracula
But
for you.
and then when he's going up the stairs, you know, following Nosferatu up the stairs,
and
he's
you
like,
see
I'm
all the
sorry, Count,
shadows.
I'm late. And then all of a sudden, you know, Nosferatu disappears, but that just made me think of like how they're going up the stairs, and then he like falls down the stairs. And I was like, oh god, like I can't take this movie seriously. Eventually I was able to like take it out of my mind. I detached, and I was able to like, it was when you actually got to sit down, the scene with Thomas and Nosferatu, and you got to sit down with them, and then it gets really demonic and scary and things like that. I'm like, okay, now we don't have to do the funny thing anymore. We can be serious now. But it's like, damn it, Mel Brooks.
So did you know that Vlad Dracula is an actual person?
I mean,
name.
I've heard so many different stories
Yeah.
that I don't know what's real and what's
Right.
fantasy, or if it's all fantasy. So,
So
it's very difficult.
Vlad Dracula was briefly imprisoned okay, so let me backtrack here. The exteriors of Orlok's castle were filmed at Hunadora Castle, also known as Corvin Castle, a Romanian castle located in Transylvania and one of the largest medieval castles extant in Europe. What's more, it's a castle where Vlad Dracula was briefly imprisoned. So it actually was legit. That's just me not knowing much about Dracula in general. So if there is,
I just know the basic same old story that's told either very directly or very indirectly, but still attached to the original story of this person goes and tries to sell a deed to the Count, and the Count is a vampire and then takes on and manipulates this person and brings him back to the mainland, and then there's a lover, and
we were wondering where Renfield was the whole time. And
so
we were
they
like,
just
is
said
this guy
they
him?
didn't really like
this
name
guy.
him Renfield, but it was the old guy. So he was like the old guy that's like eating the birds and the sheep.
That's
and
crazy.
That's pretty much who represented who we know as Renfield. And Thomas being Thomas, who is in love with the main girl, but so is Dracula, and so
Bill Skarsgård trained with an opera coach to lower his voice.
I say that his voice sounded so cool.
To
I
make
love
the
how
voice
they did it
as deep as possible.
Oh, I get chills. He is seriously, I think, he is, I think, my all-time favorite actor. If he's gonna be in something, you know that he makes the decision to like go, I can do this, and I'm going to make sure that I blow it out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
And like, he's taken movies that I in my entire life would have been like, hell no, I'm not watching it, and made it my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Like, because of the acting, like, just because he's so good.
He did 6 weeks of voice acting, working. He would do more than just record himself, and would keep doing his exercises. Sounds like Mongolian throat singing.
It does.
Ah, okay.
It does. That's why. So he's also talking in this like broken
deep
old English, but it's like another kind of language at the same time. Plus the way that his voice is, it's so difficult to kind of understand him. But every word that comes out of him is meant to be that word. Like, it's very direct and meaningful. Like, every word that comes out of his mouth is like, it has been said. Like, kind of thing. Like, he's just
very
doesn't
official with his words.
Yes.
Doesn't mess
especially
around.
Like that, just this scene where where Thomas is calling him Count, or and he's like, you will address me as Lord.
Yeah.
Or my lord. And he's like, excuse me. He's like, you will address me as my lord. And he's like, oh, pardon me. I'm sorry, my lord. And then just the escalation of like, you will call me this. You will do this because I demand it. And yeah, it's good. It's good.
The preparation of his role as Count Orlok or Nosferatu was reportedly so intense that Bill Skarsgård stated that it is one role where he's oh my gosh, let me repeat this. That it is one role where he is ever truly terrified of himself. In an interview with the director, Skarsgård said, I've never been more terrified of a role and probably won't be again. The whole journey was so intense. Once you start channeling something that's not you, you feel like a vessel. After filming, he stated that he would never play a role as evil as this one again.
But that's the thing is like, so when I think of a Dracula movie, like I don't really think of horror. Like, yeah, there's gonna be blood, and it's like, but I've never really been scared of a vampire movie before.
Right.
And this is like legit evil. Like how they bring on this aura of like the devil is a vampire. Like it's not there's a vampire and he works for the devil. It's like they make Nosferatu like he is the devil in the flesh.
Right. Okay.
Like, and I love how they like that's cool that Bill Skarsgård said that about his character, because that is exactly the aura that I got watching the movie. Was this guy is evil. He is the definition of evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bill Skarsgård was originally cast as Thomas.
No.
However, during the film's long pre-production, the director decided to recast Skarsgård as Count Orlok.
Of course. I don't even know why they would even like. No.
Okay.
Why?
He just was cast that way. Well, because Bill Skarsgård can really come off of as nerdy if he really wanted to.
Yeah, he can.
I mean, Castle Rock, the first season, he had his hair combed to the side. He's a very quiet character, very peaceful, but he's, something else. That show, I wish they'd bring that back properly. Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok or Nosferatu was purposely kept mostly hidden in the trailers and promotional materials. It wasn't until a few weeks before the film's release that the unveiling of Skarsgård in makeup as the Count in some articles about the film. They wanted to make sure that he was as anonymous as possible, which is good because I went into this with no knowledge of what he looked like at all.
Nope.
Of like what they're gonna do to him.
No, I'm glad that they didn't like show him, because you can see that he also changes the more that he eats and feeds and whatnot. Like it like a normal story of a vampire. Like
the producer of Nosferatu said that Skarsgård was so terrifying in costume that he couldn't even approach him, that some couldn't approach him on set. That is until Skarsgård made everyone laugh. Then they all knew that Nosferatu
kind of like when he
had
was Pennywise with the kids.
Oh yeah,
and he made the kids cry in a scene, and he was like, because he looked so real.
Did I keep that fact in? I don't think I did. But one of the facts, as with on the sets of It and It Chapter 2, despite portraying a villainous character in this film, Bill Skarsgård made sure that he didn't purposely frighten his fellow co-stars and crew members while not filming, and joked around with them. Could you imagine?
Like there was that scene that they filmed. That was the first time, like in the first It movie, they filmed the end first, and that was the first time the kid actors actually saw Bill in costume, and because they wanted a real reaction, and so when he's in their faces, if you've seen the end of the movie, and talking to them and how scary he is, like afterwards, like I don't remember which child actor it was, but got legit scared, cried.
I thought it was Finn.
I think it was Finn. Yeah. And then he ended up having to like off stage just be like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, because he acted so good. He looked so scary.
This is really interesting. And I think Patrick of all people needs to hear this, because he walked out of this movie.
I don't know why he walked out.
I had an issue with Lily Rose Depp's portrayal and the way that she had this like seizure-like acting moments.
Yeah, but
and I
it makes
couldn't.
sense. She's
couldn't-
being possessed.
Well, here's the factoid of it. In regards to some of the physically demanding sequences in which her character, her name's Ellen, by the way, is
Yeah.
the character, becomes psychologically tormented by Orlok. She notes, as far as the physical stuff, I was introduced to Japanese Buto, which is a Japanese performance art dance form, which at the core of it is this idea of letting your consciousness and yourself kind of float away from your physical body. You become an empty vessel for something else to take over.
Which is pretty much
So
how
she did a dance form that
Yeah.
would cause her to do these weird motions, which for me personally, I was like, is she possessed? Is she not? What is going on here? I am losing my mind. And so is she.
Yes, that was the point. That's why I was like, I didn't understand why people didn't like that. I'm like,
annoying.
like, how much more obvious do you need it to be that the closer he gets to her, the more she gets taken over by him. His power grows stronger.
She was the only weak link for me. I think a better actress. Well,
I think that she did great.
Okay.
I thought she was extremely creepy and a very, like, just,
okay, here.
I don't know. I thought
So
she
you
was
think a
great.
better actress? Anya Taylor-Joy was originally cast.
I think she would have done a good job, but I've also seen her in what I thought was going to be an amazing movie that ended up being shit. So
Glass?
no, she did amazing in Glass.
What movie?
She had no arm,
No arm.
the metal arm.
Help me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Furiosa.
Well,
Yeah, she
that's
did,
not her fault.
I know, but
She got praised by other people. We didn't like it because of how cheap it looked. It wasn't her fault. She did fine.
I didn't think. I don't know.
You don't think her acting was good?
I just thought it was a C movie for her. Like, I love her as an actress, but that was the wrong movie.
Exactly. See, Brian in our YouTube chat said he would enjoy it more if Anya Taylor. Yeah, me too. Anya Taylor-Joy, if she was cast, I would enjoy it more too. I personally agree.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Harry Styles is also cast originally as Thomas. Styles dropped out due to scheduling conflicts, and the project was delayed, which resulted in Taylor-Joy dropping out to do Furiosa. That makes me mad. That makes me mad because we could have had something better on both. Anyways, the snow used in the movie is not computer generated. They used the techniques used in the 40s where they would use frozen potato flakes. Just like in all the other ones. The once common practice of using snow candles to achieve fake snow effects has been banned on movie sets. So they went ahead and did an old potato flakes kind of thing. Do I have anything else? Oh, the director of this movie credits SpongeBob SquarePants for introducing the character Nosferatu to younger generations. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Okay. In season 2, episode 16, called The Graveyard Shift.
Okay, that sounds really familiar.
SpongeBob and Squidward are left in charge of overnight at the Krusty Krab.
Yeah.
Squidward tells SpongeBob the story of the hash-slinging slasher.
Yes.
Which momentarily scared SpongeBob. In the middle of the episode, the lights periodically start flickering on and off.
Yep.
And at the end of the episode, someone holding a spatula shows up to the Krusty Krab, whom SpongeBob and Squidward mistake for the hash-slinging slasher, asking for a job application, actually. It was a regular person.
Yeah.
The three then discover that the continuous flickering lights were due to Nosferatu flickering the light switch. They lightly admonish him while pointing at him and smirking. Orlok then smiles sheepishly, and the episode ends. After the episode's airing, Nosferatu's popularity was renewed and interest flourished. Because I didn't know what they said at the end of that episode. I knew of the movie Nosferatu, but I never saw it. I still have yet to see the original. I knew of Nosferatu. I didn't understand it, so I had to look it up. So that myself, being young at the time, this episode came out in 2000, maybe 2001. I was never introduced to Nosferatu. So
Mm.
that myself, look that up. You got to find out what they're saying. What's that, Nosferatu? Oh, okay. There's the soaring popularity.
Hmm.
So
I didn't know that.
but yeah, this is a great movie. Alex says. Myself personally, I think it's good. Oh, I have one more fact. Flowers often carry symbolism. Purple lilacs are handed and mentioned throughout the movie on significant moments. The specific variants with a lighter shade of purple are traditionally associated with one's first love or the first time one feels love or someone, an important theme in the movie. So love is with the flowers, with the lilacs. So, Nosferatu. Watch it if you want. It's 2.5 hours ish of vampire-y goodness, badness. Depends on what you like. Just understand going into it, you're going to get spoon-fed the same Dracula story.
Oh, some people don't know this.
Going to tell you the story darker. It's going to be darker.
Oh, yeah.
So, literally and figuratively, because, the screen is very dark at times. But, yeah. What's our next movie?
I don't know. I'm obsessed with this one right now. I didn't even realize that was your choice. I thought it was mine.
No, because your choice, let me click on the movie club list here. Your choice was Gladiator 2.
Oh, man.
And I chose Krampus before that. So.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to think now. I'll have to give it to you at the end of the episode.
I'm going to have to remind you.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know what's going to... Like, I was even flipping through TV today, and I'm like, I don't even know what to watch.
Oh, yeah, you were so lost.
My brain's been weird.
Well, but then again, so quick tidbit in between segments here. The North Pole, this has been known for a couple of years now, about 5 years. It's been shifting, and it's kind of moving over to Siberia, right?
I don't know where it's fully shifted to, but it was some type of, like, they said it was like the largest shift in like 1,000 years or something like that. And it's really weird. Like it was enough that an update to like GPSs and phones and a lot of technology was.
This is a fact.
Like, yes,
okay.
had to be released. That's like, it was presented. Like, you can look it up on the internet right now. Like, that's why a lot of people got updates. Like, one of the things that got an update was like your location, GPS, certain technologies about like compasses, and yeah, like it affected everything so much that it was like a worldwide thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's just. I think you feel affected by it.
I don't know. I'm always been really sensitive to weird things my entire life, and maybe has something to do with it. Maybe it's the planets being aligned. Maybe it's
all of the alignment of the
maybe
planets.
It's just the weather.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just blind. And on top of that, you took a day from work because you slept and you just can't seem to get any energy.
No.
So that's rough. But you're not sick.
No, I don't feel sick. I just
feel tired.
I've told you for the last week, it feels like if every human had a cork on the top of their head, like with a circle and a cork to release energy when you needed to and then pop it back in. That cork for me, for some odd reason, was started last Monday, and it's just been popped off, and my head from my eyeballs up has literally just felt like depleted of any excessive or built up energy. It's like it just keeps leaving my body as it comes in. So, I don't know, it feels weird.
We got to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 real quick before we get into the fan question.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to touch too much on this, but 2 days after our episode, we got presented a Nintendo Direct of the Nintendo Switch 2.
No, it's because of all the leaks.
So, after all they had to. They were like, you know what? Just let them know it's happening for sure. And it is, at this moment, called the Switch 2. This could change.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to... I don't know if they'll call it... Like, if it's going to stay the Switch 2. I mean, it might, but...
Does it bother you?
No, I feel like they would have come up with something. And
But it's the same product almost, and they need to differentiate it.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're going to make the games different. Or
I
if
don't
they're
know.
going to be different.
I don't know. I do like the way that it looks though.
Oh, yeah. First of all, I mean, the screen's bigger, the docking station looks better, more rounded. I mean, look at
it kind of looks
that.
and reminds me of like what's that thing my brother has?
The Steam Deck?
Steam Deck. It kind of looks like a Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck got their idea from Switch.
Yeah,
I'm a little offended you said that.
Well, I'm just saying like that's what it kind of looks like.
Other way around.
Well,
Steam Deck
like
looks
a Steam
Switch.
Deck is much bigger. That's what I'm saying. Is it looks like a bigger Switch. Like
they weren't sure how to present the Switch, if they people wanted a smaller product or as big as they're going, because they are going bigger. There is no specs on the size yet, but it is larger. The controllers are much larger. You can see how much they. Well, here I have.
I also like I also like the controllers much better in the way that they just click.
They just magnet in.
Yeah,
people are having an issue.
Don't like the. Like, I think I thought at first it was cool the way the Switch, like, you push a button and you slide that in and you pull it off. I still have issues trying to take off the controllers or put them back on. So the fact that they, like, I feel like I'm going to break it. And
I feel like I'm going to break this damn thing.
Well, they're.
So.
I don't know. I like this.
My issue is the middle port. That might become a breakable issue, where the docks onto the Switch. Where you just pop it in. That could break.
True.
But the controller's bigger. The buttons look more refined. The sticks, hopefully, you get.
I like
0.
the sleek look of it.
Yeah, I only have a couple photos up here, but that's okay because there isn't much to really show.
They released enough to say yes. It's
Switch
true. Like we're working on it, but this is what you get.
I don't care whether they showed off a Mario Kart and what it is.
It's like tradition though.
But whether or not that Mario Kart is true and going to, be released and be that way, 24 carts, whatever. Yeah, sure. But I just hope that it's going to be a good enough system. There was a little bit of an announcement that came out today. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. But on Polygon, I read this. Was it Polygon? Yeah. They did a report of a interview that Phil Spencer did. He is looking forward to supporting the Switch 2.
But he's Xbox.
My prediction for Game Pass coming to Nintendo is coming to fruition.
Okay.
Remember that prediction I had? Yeah. Bingo card?
Okay.
That was one of them.
Right.
And the fact that he said that, people are already thinking that Microsoft's Flight Simulator and Master Chief Collection.
That was the first thing that I thought was Halo. Like Halo's coming.
People.
I would, and I would support that because.
Summer announcement. All right, I'm already saying this. This is a tweak to
that would be
my
an
prediction.
Absolutely huge
Xbox
thing.
says that we're coming to PlayStation and we're coming to Nintendo.
Yeah. Like there's no more console wars. It's all over. You can have Halo.
It's the software wars.
Well,
third-party developer wars.
Yeah.
And who owns exclusive rights.
Yeah.
But what is on Game Pass? So that means you have to pay for the Game Pass subscription.
Mm-hmm.
So if we had a Switch and they got the Game Pass app, we already have Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
We're already paying for it.
Yeah.
We're going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that Nintendo's multiplayer is going to switch over to that? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo's multiplayer has never been good. It's always been spotty.
So what you're saying is that we're going to get Halo on PlayStation and Nintendo before we get GTA 6?
Yes. That is exactly what I'm saying, actually.
And we're going to get all this before we get the original Pokemon on Game Boy on the Switch?
No. I think this Pokemon will be coming to the Switch 2 launch.
I hope so because
a whole
that
hub.
Is literally the only game I'm freaking waiting for is I just want the original Pokemon
Here's
game
the problem.
On the Switch.
Nintendo Switch Online price will increase.
Why?
Because it will have to support Pokemon.
So?
And Pokemon can be played online.
Just don't let it be played online.
It's just like using Game Link.
Oh, I guess.
Same thing. It's the exact same thing. The question is, would Nintendo or Sony be willing to pay Microsoft to have Game Pass
on
the
their
system? Sony, yes. Nintendo, yes. Nintendo and Xbox have already been kind of working behind the scenes a little bit. It's already been speculated that Game Pass is going to come to the first Switch a couple years ago. But Nintendo hates leaks. As soon as something leaks, they're mad about it. They want to cancel it. But you can't cancel a system. So they had to release the game system trailer. They had to do it. They didn't have a choice.
What Brian is saying about the Switch having better online chat support, I think there's a reason why they don't have that, is because the Nintendo Switch is generally aimed towards younger children.
They want to move from that, I think.
I know, but
if they're bringing in 24 character Mario Kart, they're no longer veering towards the small kid. Small kid's not getting first place on 24 Mario Kart.
Okay, but let me finish this. So
I'm sorry.
As a parent, it makes you feel safer having that console in your child's hands, knowing your kid's not your kid has very limited ways of communicating to complete strangers that they think are other children online. So I think that's why the Switch has been sticking to what they're doing. I don't think that it's going to keep it from failing, or it's going to make it fail. If anything, I think we'll probably just see the same people that have the Switch stay. I don't think it's going to make it fail. If I was a parent, I would just feel better knowing, okay, unless my kid has this permission or something. Like, there's so many different ways kids need these days. If you have a Switch, or not a Switch, but an Xbox or a PlayStation, they just have to get a little passcode here and there, and then, they have access to be able to put their headset on, put in Call of Duty or some other thing, and then they're chatting and getting messages of God knows who, and hey, let's meet up, or hey, did you know this? And I don't know, the Switch, it looks like you have just so much limited access as far as saying pre-selected things that you can say, or an emoji or something like that, versus being able to freely talk to each other.
I'm going to pause you there. Halo, Call of Duty, you need to have integrated chat. You can't have the fast chat system. So it's already going to change. It's going to change no matter what.
I just don't know how they're going to do that to
Here's
make
the deal.
Still look and seem safe.
Microsoft owns Activision now, which means they own Call of Duty. Call of Duty will be on Game Pass. It is on Game Pass. It will be coming to the Switch. That'll be the first time Call of Duty has come to a Nintendo in a minute. A hot minute. So I gotta say, parental controls, that's one thing. You can have parental controls on any console. True, you can have
parental controls on everything, but I feel like...
Oh my God, my sister has parental controls on her console.
I know, but I'm not saying that, don't have parental controls, or, I'm not saying anything about that, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to tell a parent that they don't like electronics, they just give it to their kids. Okay, they don't want to set up an account, they don't want to do this, they just want to be able to hand it to their kid and feel safe that they don't have to set anything up, and here they go. But if you tell the parents, oh, here's the Switch, but we're gonna allow chat and this and this and this to the outside world now, that would turn off parents to getting the Switch. Like, the older parents I think they're gonna be like, you know what, I don't really know how to do any of this, and I don't trust my kid to set it up for themselves. And
you say that,
like, I'm talking about, like, the dumb people, or the dumb lazy parents that just, like,
that's not a thing anymore. The parents are no longer that ignorant.
I'm just saying, it is a thing. It's so easy just be able to, like, here's a safer version of this console. You don't have to touch anything or set up any parental controls, because it's already pretty much a parental control device. And if we allow chat,
but then you don't allow people who want to.
Yeah, I know that you're making it harder for, like, us.
We have to use Discord to communicate if we were to play Mario Party right now.
I understand that. And he was just talking about there's a mobile app to be able to communicate, but that's also
the
saying
same thing.
Those are those parents that are also... Do you have a phone specifically that you're giving your child? And I feel like there are definitely a handful of kids that are a certain age, that have phones and full access to the internet and doing whatever they want, then they shouldn't. And then there's other parents that are like, my kid's not going to have a phone until they're 18 like I was. Which, you know.
That's not going to be our kid, though. They're not going to be 18.
No, they won't be 18, but,
no.
You know, there's... We're the product of the internet. So we know
right.
what life was like prior to.
We need to stay concurrent and not lose sight of what we can and can't do. So, if Nintendo Switch 2 comes out as this pro console that allows chat, allows friend requests without the stupid code system, Nintendo will move into a new era, and it's going to change the game.
It will, yeah. I'm not going to be upset if they change it, but I'm saying that it is a system that is marketed very much towards children, and I feel like if I was a parent that didn't know very much about video games or wasn't interested, I would feel safer knowing my kid doesn't have access to the outside world as much as if I were to just give them an Xbox. And I hear all these stories about, like, you know, fuck this and blah, 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 like, and you know, you have free range.
Call of Duty's cracking down on that, I hear. They're actually banning people when they say the wrong thing on a mature rated game. Get out of here.
I know.
First of all, if you're letting your kid play a mature rated game, there's something wrong with the parent. Already.
True. I mean, everybody's gonna have their own.
There's an opinion for everything, and there's both sides to every story. Whether or not you want.
I'm just saying that's the marketing. Right. I'm not saying like.
No. Yeah, I get
that's
that.
how you're supposed to. That's the right way or the wrong way. I'm just saying.
Marketing
like, I feel
aside.
like that is the marketing for the Switch, and if they change that up, that might cause it to fail in a different way, and succeed in a different way.
Yeah, it's so much. It's a paragraph.
Like growing up, a Game Boy was like a Game Boy, a Gigapet, those types of things. Like those were marketed for kids like 10 and under. But an Xbox, a PlayStation, those types of things, those were marketed towards teenagers and adults. And like
I don't think they need to do that anymore.
Like there was a system for a child, and then there's a system for a preteen, and a system for like this is what the big kids play with. So I feel like that's the way that the Switch is.
I don't think the argument is going anywhere because I'm not convincing you of anything, and nor are the responses. Because like you don't think that Nintendo can eventually move into the mature rated era?
No, they will, but I'm saying that I don't know if the Switch 2 is going to do that yet.
Did you look at it? It looks like it can be geared towards the adults. A little more. The controllers aren't colorful.
It does.
It's a black console.
I know. It does look sleeker and more like geared towards an adult, but...
Yeah, the colors are hidden. The colors are hidden. Do I still have those photos?
I mean, they might change it up a little bit. Who knows? This is made just like a stock image of like, this is what we have so far. Who's to say that this is exactly what it'll look like when they say, this is the name, this is when it's coming out, these are the specs, or like they can change it anytime they want. They're currently working on it right now. I mean, I personally, as an adult, I look at it and go, that looks sleek as fuck, and I like it.
The colors are hidden. It
doesn't look like a Nintendo system.
No.
I understand that, but...
Because, I mean, you look at the Switch right now.
The Switch is colorful, and it's bright, and it's like, Mom, I want that. That looks awesome.
But you look at this one, and it's like, player 1 and player 2, you have to look at the sticks to know which color is which.
Yeah.
So... Just saying, they're changing their model a little bit. Whether or not it's for good or bad, we don't know. Or adults or kids, I should say, not good or bad. If you're more geared towards going towards the adult side, it could be bad because it might not. But if you are, who knows? But you and I, we don't care either way.
I don't care either way. I was just trying
to
share
the kids yet.
An outside,
right?
Like kind of
because
look on it.
You're using your nephew as an example.
Yeah.
I could sense that, and my sister would be the
like
same.
We have little nieces and nephews that play on the thing all the time, and I mean, I would feel uncomfortable knowing that they could just like, okay, who are you talking to? Like. Versus just like here and handing them a Switch and say, all right, go in the back of the car and play this, or go in your room and play this for a while.
So I'm going to put it into our perspective. When we were introduced into chat rooms, we were at least close to teenagers.
We were, but you didn't have parental controls. I did
not. Very true. I did not have parental controls.
You did not have parental controls. My parents, I had a kid's AOL account, meaning
yes, you did.
I could go to extremely limited websites, extremely limited emails, extremely limited. I couldn't even use AIM until they gave me permission. And when they gave me permission, I had to ask them, I had to have them add my friends to my chat list. I couldn't just talk to who I wanted to.
Oh, no. When
they could block whoever they wanted
me to play you were given adult
I had to send them an email to an email or to a website Alex, if I couldn't have access.
You were given adult permissions when you were like 16.
Not full.
Pretty close. I remember that.
I don't know when they finally took me completely off of parental controls. Because
it was
I had more access.
It was before you were 18.
I had more access at school than I had at my home.
Right.
Which I mean, which is fine. I'm not saying it was bad, but
no.
I like that my parents protected me from how nasty the internet was.
You need to have your thumb put down on your kids with the internet.
It is. I think the internet is a scarier place than being outside.
It's because you can directly come in contact with people a little bit.
I mean, we were told. I'm just glad we were told day one using the internet. Never give out your name. Never give out your phone number. Never give out your address. Like
nowadays, it's just, you want to see my butthole?
Right.
All right, we got to move into the fan question. Oh man, what TV series are you binge watching right now or obsessed with? What are you obsessed with? What's your obsession as far as TV series go? You and I have had our there's one series here, one series there that is like, oh, I love this one. Oh, I love this one. Oh, I love this one. But it's like, we binge watched Squid Game too. I would not consider that my obsession though.
It was a brief,
very brief firework.
It was a brief obsession, and I can't wait for June.
Right. So, along with that, when
as a lot of anybody that's been following the podcast over the years, a lot of people should know that it takes a lot for me to be able to rewatch something because I get if I can look at a movie and be like, I already know how that ends, or if I can look at a movie and be like, I can watch the entire thing in my head, like I'm always looking for something new and raw and exciting, and not to and not to, I'm not a rewatcher of many things, but there are certain things from my childhood. If it's on TV and I just so happen, or if it's just like playing and I see it, I will sit down and watch the entire thing. One of them being Twister, one of them being like Jurassic Park, like, or Independence Day, like certain things like that. But a lot of things like TV shows, I don't go, you want to watch this entire season over and over and over and over and over and not get bored of it. Very, 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 very rarely am I able to do that, especially, I mean, with like really anything. But there is one TV show that we've been obsessed with for literally the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And we have watched it more times than any other show we have ever watched in a year.
I'm on round 5.
Josh is on round 5 of Severance, and I am on round 4. And I will put that show on from start to finish any fucking day you want me to.
Yep.
And on round 4, I am still finding things that I went, oh shit, because you're learning so many different connections with this damn show. It's so smart.
Yes.
It's such a smart and brilliantly written show.
Timing is everything. You don't realize the timing.
I mean, the show is it's brilliant.
It's beautifully written.
Yes.
I hope it pays off well. I'm scared. We've been burned by 2 other series that were like our obsession.
The thing
Brit-
is like how
Game
I
of
say I'm
Thrones? Oh.
looking for something new and raw and exciting and to excite me when I watch it. I know how every episode is going to start and end. I almost know the entire season 1 line for line now, and I still get excited watching it.
What 2 seasons were we obsessed with? It was Game of Thrones. I know Breaking Bad was another one. Was one of the perfect ones. What was another one that was a letdown that we were obsessed with?
A letdown? The only other shows that you and I can put on, but it's more like, they're connected, but they're not connected, is we can put on The Office at any time, or we can put on Scrubs at any time. But as far as like a show from start to finish that we could put on and just enjoy, Game of Thrones would be one. Breaking Bad would be another one.
But Game of Thrones ended poorly. What was the other series? It wasn't Lost. I guess Lost was fine.
Lost was fine.
But we haven't gone back to that.
We have not watched Lost. We've not watched Lost more than once.
There was another series that we were really, really into.
I don't know. But this is the only TV show that I have watched season 1 4 times inside of the year. And as soon as it ends, I look at Josh, I'm like, do you want to watch it again?
I can't. Like, I need people to watch this show.
I know.
Severance.
It's such like it was one of those shows I think like not a lot of people like just knew about. It was like a hidden gem.
It's on Apple.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks is like I tell people, oh, it's on Apple TV, and it's an automatic like, oh, because like not a lot of people have Apple TV.
No.
But I'm telling you, this show is like
you can get 1 week free trial. Pick it up and
just like binge it. Just binge the 1 week trial of Severance, and it'll be worth your.
And then maybe try out Silo.
I've
been wanting to check that series out, Silo. But no, for real. If our friends were watching this series, I'd be so happy.
Like I almost want to find some type of like chat group
room
or chat room where I just like, oh my god, this episode, blah blah.
I am looking up YouTube videos now because I just need to read.
We need to have a group to talk to somebody about it besides ourselves. And
people's theories on this show are way out there.
Yeah. It's definitely getting more traction now with season 2. And I love and I hate that they're releasing all of these episodes week by week. But it also is making me, I don't know, it makes me happy because I'm like, oh, we have time to rewatch the episode beforehand. Like that was just out.
I'm sorry, what? Did you hear about how Christopher Walken watches that show?
Christopher Walken, like he watches Severance. He's in Severance.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that.
Or do you mean like what watches which show? He's so great in that show.
I'm trying to remember what other series you and I were so about.
Crap. I don't know.
I mean, Stranger Things is fine.
Yeah, Stranger Things is fine. Do I want to put it on from start to finish?
I would love to one time.
I'd like to, but am I going? I'm not obsessed with it, no.
I'd like to watch it from start to finish before it all ends.
Yeah, it's definitely
worth. Do a full watch through just to see what I didn't.
What do they call it? A
rewatch party? I have no idea what you're saying. A binge party?
A binge party. It's called something else. Sorry, I've been so tired all day.
You've been trying to fight it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in it.
I know he's in it, but he doesn't have any type of streaming capability, so he's had to wait until the director provided him with the DVD so he could. Oh, really? I didn't know that. So he could watch his performance. That's awesome. He's amazing in the show.
So I watched a podcast today. Mike Birbiglia has a podcast, and he had Adam Scott and Ben Stiller on. And it was just 45 minutes of awesomeness. I love it. I want to show it to you.
The fact that you know that Ben Stiller directed this is
not the whole thing, but he has huge involvement. He has a huge involvement
in it, and it's so weird that when an episode ends, you just see directed by Ben Stiller, and you're like, there's no fucking way Ben Stiller did this. Like there's no way.
Yeah,
it's so like out of left field for him. At least you would think, but.
You and I almost need to do
I mean, you're talking about Zoolander, okay? And then you watch this show and you're like, what? What is this? Who?
You and I need to do an aftercast on Severance when season 2 ends.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. We will do that.
We need to do just an episode on it.
Yeah, we'll do that.
on a
So you've got
Thursday
an
night.
that'll be our next aftercast is doing
That's gonna
Severance.
be
That'll be
in
in the
March.
end of March, I think.
Middle of March.
Middle
yeah.
March.
I don't know how. I think they're doing 10 episodes for this season.
Yeah.
So, but
Ben Stiller's done some really cool stuff. I'm sure he has. Is like, but like when I think of Ben Stiller, like I think of just all of his stupid comedy, like
I need people to watch
raunchy,
this show. Damn it.
stupid comedy. Dodgeball, like.
But today I was watching episode 2
Meet
of
the
season 1, and I the whole opening is it's like I didn't catch a lot of it at all. And now that I've watched different theories and different sequences, I'm like, wow, I'm seeing this a whole different light. This show.
No, and it's also not like, one episode is like, oh, well, that was a bummer or that was a toss up.
There's no bad
Every
episode.
single episode is a 10 out of 10. It is like watching a movie, a 10 out of 10 movie every episode.
I would
like
say
there has not been, knock on wood, there has not been a shit or anything less than a 10 as far as an
season
episode.
2, episode 1. I was let down because it wasn't enough.
Yeah, because you leave an episode going.
So I was a little disappointed, but now that season 2, episode 2 came out, I was like, I got my fill. I got everything I wanted. It took me
like
7 days.
The show is like when you watch it, the show after everything is done and there's no more. It has been so long since I have felt like this much of a grasp on me where it's like I feel like it's crack. Like,
Breaking Bad season 5 was crack.
Was crack.
Breaking Bad season 5 was crack. Game of Thrones season 6 was crack. Severance is crack. These actually I can say season 5 of Game of Thrones was pretty good too. Season 4 of Breaking Bad. Like I would say most of Breaking Bad was crack, but Severance I've gone back to for the 5th time now. We've watched Breaking Bad the series straight through 3 times. We've watched The Office straight through 3 times. I'm on round 5 of Severance. I can't.
Wow, it's so good.
I can't.
We should move on to People's.
Yeah, we've held on to this enough that we've beat a dead
Watch
horse. Watch it, please.
Watch it 5 times.
Please.
Get caught up.
Please watch
Be
it.
on our level.
I need someone to talk to about this. And it can't just be me and Alex just stressing out.
It's definitely a show that you need to share. Like it's like, oh my god, have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Yeah. Do you have some responses?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
We have the 41 and Done podcast.
Shout out to them.
So they said Penguin, which I've been wanting to watch.
You know what? You and I haven't picked that up.
We haven't picked it up yet, but yes, I do. I'm interested in watching that one.
Why didn't we?
I just haven't yet.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
We have Jersey Comic Crew podcast.
Shout out to those guys.
The Bear is one, and
Bear.
The West Wing.
So The West Wing is an older series. They did 10 seasons of it or something. Must have been successful enough.
I don't know what The Bear
never watched
is.
a dang episode of it.
I'll have to look up what The Bear is.
The Bear?
I don't know what The Bear is.
I don't either.
No comments on that. Did you have anything?
No.
Okay.
Just
I
a
mean, I know
very
I put out
lighter-
the question
We
a
put it
little
out
bit.
a little late.
A little bit late because we were deciding even whether or not to do the episode tonight. There was one. I know that there was a comment on Facebook.
Yeah, I right before the show.
Yeah, here it is.
I turned to you and I said, "Do you want to?"
My dad commented and said the last series I binged was Stranger Things over 4th of July weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Stranger Things, which we get behind because we've seen
Stranger
it.
Things is
It's a great.
good.
It's great. It's a great series.
Well, season 1 threw everybody for a loop. Nobody knew it was going to be that good.
No. Mm-mm.
So, if you hear about enough of people obsessing over something, there's got to be a reason why. It's just that this show has only had 1 season, so there hasn't been enough of a fan base behind it because there's only been 1 season. There's not enough material. So, but it's a really good show. So I got to thank everyone for all the comments, and yeah. I think we got to get out of here. I think we've touched on everything. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about, I do have to.
I don't think so.
I have
think
to
we're-
eat.
Yeah.
I have to go into the office tomorrow. So
Yeah, you have. I'm gonna be here all alone.
yeah, that's okay though. It's life.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't easy. Oh, before we hit the plugs, I'm gonna show a clip
A clip.
of your Marvel Rivals. This is you getting your highlight at the end.
Oh, is this my
Your
Is this
MVP.
my MVP?
Yeah. So it's gonna be a little bit of a longer clip, so I'm just gonna play it, and yeah, no sound, but this is us winning.
Which, guys, if you like to watch me stream, it is twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTE_KITTI. I'm streaming currently Marvel Rivals Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings, and it's a game that we're very, very, very into and very much into with our squad.
Yeah.
And you should. I think it's probably entertaining to watch us play. So I would definitely recommend that you join the stream.
Here's where you play your highlight here of your triple kill or whatever that made.
Oh, this is where so with you see how all three of them have their health low? If they were all with my and I was on a 10K stream,
that
by the way.
Great.
You see how all three of them that I killed, like, their health was low? If they all had, like, half or above, I wouldn't have been able to do a KO. Like, I have to watch them, like, and when I can, that purple circle that you're in, if you're in her circle, she'll kill you, but she won't, if you have, like, a lot of health, she'll just take it down, quite a bit. It's not an automatic KO. Especially if you're, like, if you're getting healed at the time too. But, like, I saw the three of them, and I can move as long as I'm walking. My circle moves too, and I just went towards them. I was like, I see three right there. I'm ready to go. Doom, doom, doom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you obviously have a new game obsession ish.
I do. I think that I'm still loving Call of Duty and things like that. This is it's fun
weird.
And it's new and definitely not a game I ever thought I was going to get into
Rick
ever.
Enjoys it.
I know, and that's the other thing too. I was so scared for our friend Rick to join because I was like, he
doesn't pick up new games. He has
like no patience when it comes to new games. But when he gets into a new game, he gets pretty good at it. But it just takes him a bit longer because I just don't think he has enough patience like the rest of us do to learn the game.
Yeah.
And this time around, it was like, holy shit. We introduced it to him. He loves it, and
he joins us.
He joins it. It hasn't taken much because originally some of our squad was like, "Oh, we can always play Marvel Rivals," and all they had to say was Marvel, and I'm like, no, I don't want to play this game. I don't even know what it is." And then I watched a couple of them play, and I'm like, maybe we'll try it. And it was like the first night we tried it. I'm like, okay, I'm obsessed.
It's like, okay, but one more.
Yeah, but one more. Like, time just goes out the window, and that's the type of games that you need. It's not like, oh, I'm streaming and it's only been 2 hours and I should probably be on for another hour. Even though we're doing the same thing over and over, it's just like, I mean, that's just like anything like Call of Duty. You're doing things over and over, but it's not
comment.
It's not boring. It's fun.
It's way better than it has any right to be.
It does.
Yes.
It's weird.
Free. It's got great connection. The lag is minimal. Your friends can connect. You get into games very easily. I mean, you can pick it up. You can figure out what you're doing.
You can chat, like, in the little chat box that pops up.
Yeah. I mean, it's more enjoyable.
Every character has their own moves, their own. Yeah, like, and it's all specific to who you want to play as too, and it's
33.
It's fun.
33 available characters.
Is there really 33?
That's what, and there's gonna be more. It's gonna be like a Super Smash Brothers library of just like 50 at one point.
Well, honestly, that's kind of like what we're playing. It's like a zooped up version of Super Smash against like another team.
I don't know if I want them to do team deathmatch. I don't know if it's available. It might be, but but like 6v6, would you want there to be team deathmatch in this, or are you enjoying
No, I
the
like this.
objective.
I like this. I think
Uh-huh.
that they should just, just more maps. It's like add more maps. That's all.
Just spent over half an hour in a Taco Bell line. Been there.
We spend an average of a half an hour in pretty much any fast food line here.
Normally. It's
It's
depends.
literally, we go down the street to McDonald's, and it's, I think, an average of 24 minutes. I'm not joking. I'm not even trying to say, like, not rounded up to 25. I will put on a timer the next few times we go, and I will tell you it's an average, no matter what time of the day, 24 minutes.
Well, if you want to follow me on Twitch, it is twitch.tv/Mr. L. That's MISTERL. You can follow me there. I'll be live Thursday night and Saturday morning playing Marvel Rivals as well. Saturday morning, if I get up early enough, I might check out a smaller game if I want to. That's what I did on the last one where I checked out the skiing game. And if I get up early enough, I should say, I'll check out another game here, maybe, but we'll see. But make sure you're following us there on our Twitch streams. Appreciate those that do. As far as this podcast goes, we'd like it if you guys follow us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter/X, PTOUnlimited, PTOUnlimited_podcast on Instagram. Please be sure to follow or hit the like button on this video. And if you are not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to the PTO Unlimited podcast and hit the bell to be notified when we're live, which is normally every Tuesday at 7, every other Tuesday, I should say, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is @_Mr. L.
Cute_kitty.
Yeah, the brain fart.
No, I'm still like, I have to have Brett's thing in my head. Like, you say yours, Brett says his, and then I say mine.
Yeah, we miss Brett.
Yeah,
he had surgery. Successful.
He just had a minor.
Yeah, minor.
A minor procedure.
I should have started that.
Yeah, he's fine. He's
there
fine.
was never any. There was no life threatening.
No,
anything.
He's fine.
So, on a final note, I just want to give a very, very early happy birthday to you.
It's not very, very early.
2 days, 3 days. Well, almost 2 days. 3 days early.
Yeah.
But happy birthday. We still don't know what we're doing.
I don't know. I hate this week.
Yeah.
Every year, because like if my birthday was in the summertime, I'd be like, we're going to the beach, we're gonna go do this, we're gonna go to the zoo, we're gonna like there's so many things like I would do for my birthday if it was like in much better, like I want, like, if I could do anything for my birthday, I would go outside, and I would be outside. I want to be outside. I don't want to be inside doing something. I want to go outside.
So I gave you 5 options.
Yeah.
And that's more than I've ever done before. I came up with ideas of things to do.
I was thinking like all the stuff that she said was fun. And I was also thinking, I'm like, I also just kind of want to find like a nice cabin somewhere where it's just you and me, and we just spend the weekend in a cabin together alone.
We should have booked that a lot earlier.
I know.
Because those things go fast.
I'm sure they do. It just probably depends on where, but
like
you're like, oh, do you want to go to a hotel? I'm like, a hotel's a hotel, but I'm like, if we have like, there's people at a hotel. I'm like,
whoops.
Why don't we go to like like a cabin where it's just you and me?
That's how horror movies start.
We can make our own horror movie together.
I don't think we need that. I don't think we need that. But happy early birthday, and I hope we do something good, fun.
We'll do
awesome.
Something.
So, but we're gonna get out of here. It's been a crazy podcast. I need to go and eat something very late now, and yeah, you guys have a good couple of weeks, and we'll catch you guys. I guess Valentine's Day weekend, right?
Weekend
or week?
It'll be week.
Let me see. We might have to either do it a day early.
I don't think so. I think we should be able to do it on the Tuesday.
Not the 11th. I might be in.
No. Well, either way, it'll be in a couple weeks, or it'll be in a few weeks.
Yeah, it might be on a Friday or a Thursday. We might have an abnormal podcast next episode. So
yeah,
timing,
we'll see.
Anyways, so We're gonna go. You guys have a good one. Bye, guys.